Is 8 years old too young?
Yeah, I mean, look, I now that I have a 9-year-old, just became 9. Come on, man, I get it. So those are legit. You know, it's interesting. Just the issue of age. I haven't. It's interesting. As someone that's been so focused on equality, broadly, LGBT rights, particularly gay marriage. Mm-hmm. The trans issue for me is also novel. It's over the last few years. I'm trying to understand as much as anyone else. Whole pronoun thing.
Do you notice the only time he ever uses the word I is when he's talking about, he never mentions what he did. He didn't even mention, he never once in that clip said, I have revoked my opinion. I now believe that this is bad for... Nope, he just danced all the way around it.
He one of the biggest LGBT alphabet people advocates in the country is Governor Newsom, one of the biggest. But a couple of years ago, he started to kind of transition lightly on the trans issue, Doc, because he realized, wait a minute here, there's a civil war within the LGBT right now, and he recognized they were a small portion of it. He could deal with it, trying to appear to be more conservative, and he's lying through his teeth about the whole thing.
You know, for the first time in my life, maybe there's something to transitioning. If we could actually give that guy a pair of balls, I mean, you got to admit, I mean, it might change.
I called
his
him a
personality.
chameleon with cojones.
Exactly. And I'll tell you, the other thing that's so disgusting about what he just said about the trans stuff is notice what he says, the selfishness. Now that I have a 9-year-old son, now, because my kid might fall prey to this, I've changed my mind.
Duke, it's exactly right. It's like, hey, NEA, the Teachers Federation, American Teachers Federation, you can control the kids, but not when it comes to my child.
Yep.
And by the way, you need to send your kids to public schools, but not when it comes to my child, right? Typical Democrat.
And this is it. I mean, I don't think he realizes how badly he and notice what there wasn't. Oh, I just had an epiphany. When you get older, he says, I can't even do the hand. When I get older, and right? He's like a spastic mime. But when I get older, right? Okay, that's fine. But not one time did he turn around and say, so then I apologize over the last 15 years for all the young people, moms and dads who had 9-year-old kids who were put through this, 10-year-old kids. Never did that either. It's kind of like, well, gee, I'm wiser now. Well, that doesn't sound, you were the governor. You sentenced some of these kids to puberty blockers and radical surgeries. Not even an apologize to them? Man, this guy is completely an empty suit.
Yeah, what comes into my head real quick is Ronald Reagan, people don't realize, but in his early part of his life and career, he was a Democrat. He voted for FDR. But he realized that the Democratic Party had changed so much, he became a Republican. What Gavin is trying to do is have his cake and eat it too. He wants to remain a Democrat and theoretically or supposedly be able to separate himself from the issues that might hurt his run for president.
I think you actually are more right than you think you are. I think he's portraying himself as the next Reagan.
Yes.
He's taking what you said, the fact that all the way through the 60s, it took a while for Reagan to abandon the left. That's another California president, as you said. I think he's actually doing that on purpose. He's trying to make him seem now affable and wiser. He's learned from his mistakes. I think he's actually parroting